Okay, if people don't know you, they don't care. Period. Bar none. I don't care what anyone says. If they haven't heard of you or whatever, they don't care about you. They don't know you exist. Alright? If you make art or put something out of the world, you know, most people aren't going to know about it or give a shit. That just is what it is. Let's face it and move on, alright? People aren't thinking about you. The people that you know aren't thinking about you. When they are acting, on whatever, they generally are not thinking about you. And that goes for strangers too. They aren't thinking about you, they aren't giving a shit about you. So you can make something, put something out in the world if that's what you decide to do. And honestly, people are probably going to forget that you've done it. Let's put it that way. You have to be really good or really bad to stand out. And you might, and that would be awesome, either way, in my opinion, but it is what it is. So people aren't thinking about you, people aren't caring about you, people aren't caring about what you made. They just generally don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people I don't think get that. Alright. It's your life. Act like it. Meaning exactly that. Every action you take has consequences, good and bad. Period. That's the way it works. And you choose the way that you are treated, how you treat others, how you react, if you hold back, if you go all in, whatever the deal is. That's your decision, not anyone else's. How you react to whatever's going on around you, okay? Or how you try to react. It's your life. You can't blame others for your reactions, for your decisions. It makes no damn sense. You can, but I mean, plenty of people do. I have too at points, but it does nothing. It's not constructive. It's not helpful. It does nothing but put a chip on your shoulder, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Okay, a lot of people are looking to live free, and people love outlaw stuff and all this shit. So what outlaw really means is this: living life your way. That's it. That's all there is to it, and that's all I try to get people to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's all I want to see people do. I'm not trying to get them to do anything, you know, or anything else. It's just I know what it's done for me, so that's all I can really go off of. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see. Trust your gut. If it's time to go, it's time to go. Your gut knows when it's time to go. If things aren't right, if something seems off, sometimes it's better to be careful. Just in general, it's something that I've learned. Anytime I haven't listened to my gut, I've got in trouble. Every time. There hasn't been a time where it hasn't happened. Every time. Oh, I should go. I'll stay 5 more minutes. Nothing but trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, if it knows that with trouble, sometimes it knows it with the other end as well. As humans, we tend to gravitate to the darker side. But your gut can be like, hey, I'm going to go for this. It's not like with a gamble or whatever. You know what I'm saying? At least not to me. I'm not telling anybody how to live their life or what to do. I'm just saying what's worked for me. I'm not saying what's going to work for anyone else. I do not know. Any actions you take are on you. Any thoughts you have are on you completely. I'm not telling anybody what to do. If you, whatever thoughts you have that you act on are your thoughts and your actions. Nothing to do with me. All right. So, freedom and nihilism. What I mean by that is nihilism is basically nothing matters, right? There is no creation, there's no anything, there's no meaning to life, any of that. Now, for some people, they try to live that way, and some of us, we have no choice. It's just how some people see the world, and there's nothing that can be done to change it or sway them from that. That just is what it is. But there are things that can be learned from that, and I'm not a fan of any philosophy. I'm not saying this is the right philosophy. I'm just saying everyone knows caring less leads to a happier life overall. That's what a lot of these things teach. Buddhism and all that teach care less. That's it. Care less about the things that don't matter. And with nihilism, it's the same thing. But with the approach, There's no approach to it. There's, nothing like that. So just knowing that, hey, if this doesn't matter, none of this matters, then why am I going to mess with it? Why do I care what happens over here? Why do I care what happens over there? Why, just I'm focusing on whatever I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and that's it. Everyone else can do whatever the hell they want. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, however the hell I want, because it doesn't matter anyway. For some people, that's actually really true. Okay. No is the most important word there is. Period, bar none. There is no word more important in any language than no. No is power. Period. No is a line in the sand, letting people flat out know and understand that you aren't going to do this, that it's not going to happen, that no one can make you. We all have our lines that we don't cross. We all have lines that we cross for a very select amount of people. And, there's nothing wrong with being kind, but there's nothing wrong with being kind to yourself either. Sometimes being nice to yourself means, being a jerk to someone else. Because, if they're asking, they either really want it or need it. And sometimes, even what they need, you can't give it because you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a little bit easier in that instance to say no, but there's plenty of other instances where it needs to be said as well. At least for me, not for anyone else. I'm not saying you need to or anything, but for me personally, I need to say no to some things. Actually, a lot of things. Because I know how I am. I know what I'm going to put up with, and we get one shot at this. So, why am I going to spend my life, just sitting around doing things that I hate or can't do and all that? It makes no sense to me. None. Okay. Alright, so all these hustling bastards that they're telling you to hustle your ass off. A lot of them are saying to hustle without direction. Hustling without direction is useless and energy burning. All it teaches you is how to be an effective golfer. And that's fine, if that's what you want to be. But if you hustle on one thing, if you put your energy into one or two things, you can get a lot more done compared to piecemealing and everything else. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. I've done all that shit. I'm done with it. I was doing 6, 7, 8 projects at the same time. Not anymore, man. Can't do it, won't do that shit anymore. It burns you out in every way possible. So, hustling is good. Having a very strong work ethic is good, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say if you're watching this, you might not have the strongest. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I'm kind of thinking that because if you did, you might be working instead of watching this. You get what I mean? No judgment. And tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me to go to hell. I really don't give a shit what you think, to be honest with you. Alright, we'll end with this. Experience is for employers only. If you're going into art or something else, or something for the first time, as long as it's not surgery or something like that, or something that has set rules, like construction or whatever, then guess what? You don't need any experience. And with construction, you don't even necessarily need experience if there's people around to show you what to do. And then with tutorials and stuff, I'm not telling you to go out there and build everything or anything else, especially if you don't know how. All I'm saying is you can do it. Possibly. I don't know. You might be able to anyway. I'm not saying you can for sure, but you might be able to. I don't know what your skill level or whatever is, but you get where I'm coming from. You don't need experience to get shit done. And anyone that tells you that you do, they're liars. So, you can tell them to go fuck themselves, and that's it.